Normally we find that halacha enjoins us to maintain a single standard. There should be one law for the stranger and the citizen. However, there are times when halacha is subjectively sensitive. For example, in his Hilchot Matanot La'aniyim, Rambam addresses charity to people who've fallen on hard times. He states that we are commanded to give a poor person according to what he lacks. If he lacks clothes, we should clothe him. If he lacks household utensils, we should purchase them for him. Even if this poor person's custom had been to ride on a horse and have a servant run before him, and then he became impoverished and lost his wealth, we should buy a horse for him to ride and a servant to run before him. And this is implied by the verse in Deuteronomy which speaks of providing him with enough to fill the lack that he feels. You're commanded to fill his lack, but you're not obligated to enrich him. When we consider refugees or those who've tragically lost their homes through bad planning or bad luck, it is indeed taxing to countenance that there might be a responsibility to provide the once well-off with luxurious mansions and swimming pools, while the always impecunious, through no fault of their own, are accorded no more than basic food and shelter. What Rambam would have us realize is that poverty is not just a matter of bank balance. He recognizes that our self-worth takes a hit if we're unable to wear the clothes we once wore, or conduct ourselves in the manner to which we'd become accustomed. And this feeling of poverty, too, needs to be assuaged. Personal sensitivities are also encountered in the Talmud regarding the laws of mourning. We know that a mourner ought not to bathe in the Shiva week. Rabban Gamliel's students encountered him washing the night after his wife had died, and they said to him, "Rabbi, did you not teach us that a mourner may not bathe?" And he replied, "I am not like most people. I am an istanis." Istanis. This word is variously translated as weak, delicate, or fastidious. It might be a halachic snowflake. Tosfot explains that a rabbinic injunction that a normal person should be less comfortable does not necessarily require a particularly sensitive person to endure what is subjectively intolerable. Similarly, when the rain came down as Rav Yosef and Abaye were eating in their sukkah, Rav Yosef got up to leave. Abaye protested that a mere drizzle didn't warrant abandoning the sukkah, to which Rav Yosef retorted that for an istanis such as myself, such a drizzle was reason enough. The Talmud teaches that Rabbi Yochanan wept at the thought that he might be held accountable in heaven for casually killing a bug in front of someone who felt strongly about animal rights. When we cause offence, the measure is not what we think is reasonable, right or proper. We are accountable for the subjective sensitivities of the Pernickety. Rav Soloveitchik taught that sometimes we need to go beyond Hillel's famous dictum, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor." Because a reading of Hillel might suggest that if it doesn't bother you, you can do it to your friend who should just get a grip and get over it. On the contrary, halacha requires that we consider the sensitivities of others and should not exacerbate their hurt through dismissing them or judging them as unreasonable. Of course, my own peculiarities and sensitivities do not entitle me to diminish or invalidate anyone who holds opinions that run counter to my own. We're all the products of many influences and feelings cut both ways. But as we head into Rosh Hashanah, we should reflect on the teaching of Rav Soloveitchik that tshuva is required for insensitive acts, even unintentional insensitive acts that we've done, whereby we have caused offence. With some greater understanding and compassion, may God who made us mighty make us mightier yet. Wishing you and all your families good health and Shabbat Shalom.